Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who will. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Shamar Nayah here again today. And I just want to go into another lesson because, I was watching the camps and the brothers in the camps that our Bible lesson yesterday, and the elders have said something that resonated with my spirit, and I just wanted to do a lesson about it, and that's basically going into you should be examining yourself, you see, and again, like I said, this topic has been weighing heavily on my spirit because first and foremost, when I'm doing this lesson, I'm talking to myself first, and when making this lesson, every day in this truth, we should be striving to do better and examine ourselves and to live like Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. You see, living like how Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai wants us to live. And I'm asking myself, you got to ask yourself like these questions. Like, am I doing enough, or are there areas in the truth that I could improve in, and not be stagnant. Because again, the time of Jacob's trouble is coming soon, and we would have to be rooted. We have to make sure we have certain a certain level of faith and be rooted in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because again, we are headed into some terrible times to come. So the first precept I'm gonna bring out is 2 Corinthians 13:5, and it reads, "Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove ourselves, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahweh Shah Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates." So that Yahweh Shai and the Spirit is in us, and we are supposed to examine ourselves because you don't want to fall out the faith, you see, because when you fall out the faith, that's a very terrifying thing to happen. I'm gonna look up the word examine. See if I can find the definition that I'm looking for. Slovakia. I'm just read some of these. Strong's definitions: tempt, try, temper, prove, assay, examine, go about. To try whether a thing can be done, to attempt, endeavor, to try, to make trial of, test, for the purpose of ascertain his quality or what he thinks or how he will behave himself. You see. So to again, I wanted to bring up the this definition to test. To test yourself. Mentally and spiritually. We are to examine ourselves. Because this flesh is weak. And with the flesh being weak, it's constantly warned against the spirit. Which brings out my next precept, Galatians 5. This is Galatians 5:17, and it reads, "For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to another, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." You see, this is showing you that the flesh and the spirit fight against one another, each other. You see. The next verse I'm gonna bring out because it goes back to my point about test. Limitations 3 and 40. This is Lamentations 3:40, and it reads, "Let us search and try our ways, and turn again to the Lord." You see, so like, yeah, so again, we are to examine ourselves and test ourselves and search out yourself. You know the things that you're liking in, or what you could do better in. You see, and again, I speak to myself first when I say this. You know, um, next precept I'm gonna bring out is James 1. So kind. This is James 1, and I'm going to start at verse 23, and it reads, "For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer," um, actually, I'm going to start at 22, and it reads, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." You see? So we shouldn't just, the just hear this word and not apply what the scriptures is teaching us to our life. No, we should be, again, hearing the word and hearkening what it's saying, understanding it, and apply the scriptures to our everyday life. You see, verse 23, and it reads, "For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his face, so like it, beholding his natural face in glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgotten what manner of man he was." And to basically break it down, meaning that if you are just, again, a hearer and not a doer, you gotta ask these questions, like, what are you doing? You have to ask these questions to yourself. Do you really believe, or are you just faking, Salakia? Which is why he said, in the, let me see if I can bring it up again. Right here, "For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgotten what manner of man he was." When you hear these words, that's what it means. That when you hear these words, and you're not applying them. You see. It's like, because again, just being a hearer of the truth, but not doing what the scripture says, that is called for, that's basically called for self-examination, and for you to go back and to you got to go back to that drawing board, because upon coming into this truth, studying yourself and making it the decision that this is the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the truth of life. You got to put 100% into this thing. You see, you as followers of Yahweh Shah, we have to strive to be like Yahweh Shah. Now of course we can't be like Yahweh Shah, because we have this chains of darkness, which is the flesh and these bodies. But again, we should be striving to be perfect. You see. I'm gonna go back to my last precept. Go back to Galatians 6:3. I'm gonna see if I can change the Bible. 6:3. Oh no, that's what I want. Salaki. AMP. This is Galatians 6:3, and it reads, the AMP, and it reads, "For if anyone thinks he is special, for if anyone thinks he is something special, when in fact he is nothing special except in his own eyes, he deceives himself." Verse 4. Go to Bibles. AMP. This is Galatians 6 and verse 4, and it reads, "But each one must carefully scrutinize his own work, examining his actions, attitudes, and behavior, and then he can have the personal satisfaction and inner joy of doing something commendable without comparing himself to another." So, and to break this down, this is going into the topic to be, to be examining yourself, to test yourself. And then it quotes that, in verse 4, that you will feel, inner joy, because you will feel accomplished, that you work towards something and follow through. And going back to verse 3, it said a man that think he is something, and that man is explaining that, that man is not, examining himself, because that mindset, a mindset like that, thinking that you're special, you know that mindset is full of pride. And we all know how Yahweh Shem Yahushua feels about pride, you see. So that's what the lesson that I wanted to bring out, to apply it when you read these scriptures and study, to you should be applying it to your everyday life, as I said before, you should be striving to be perfect like Yahweh Shah, you see. So with that, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakodash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. I hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom.